Test, test, test. Looks like we are good to go. Let me just wait for this to hit up. Okay, perfect. All right. This around. There you go. All right. Hey, everybody. Hope you guys are all having a good day. Let me actually put my beautiful face up here for you guys. Loki wants to say hi before I start going in my normal thing. All I had to do was tilt a little bit. He's excited. He's hyped. Yeah. So, I knew I told you guys I would go live between like 5 and 6, 5:15 seems to be okay. Big thing here was something that I absolutely just forgot as I was about to say it here. We'll go on to the Bitcoin market. We'll be talking about a lot of that stuff here. But there is some news that I think is worth talking about today. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is the big thing. So, I will mention this a few times here. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. YouTube is having one of those things where I've put too many videos up over the last few days, so it's not really putting out too many notifications for me right now. I just realized that with the last video I posted while I was in my balcony smoking one of those Lanceros that I have from a while ago. And so if you guys can, please make sure to like this video. Please make sure to comment as much as you can. The more comments you guys do, the better off the video I think does in the first few minutes. So spam the chat as much as you can. I'm starting to understand why I put up that Telegram channel to actually tell you guys when stuff was going on. Although I forgot to do the Telegram channel just now. Maybe I should start doing that a little bit more besides charts to say, hey, here's the video, here's the stream. Come watch if you guys want to and so forth, okay? So, that being said, there's a few things we have to talk about that have been new since, a few hours ago, based off of when Bitcoin was falling off a cliff and everybody was worried. We've had more consolidation, the oscillators are changing and that type of stuff. So let's talk about that here. Hey, Real Transporter, San Haram, Carl Pablo, Grimo? Maybe that's how you say them? I know I've seen a lot of you guys over the past few hours, but I just want to say hi again. Now, going over here to the Bitcoin charts, making sure I'm not missing anything here. Everything looks fine on my screen. Yeah, all right. Bitcoin has managed to bounce, but it's not been a great bounce so far, I have to tell you. We did get back above that 20 moving average here. I do like what we see, but you know, we're not really having a stronger move back up to retest some of these resistance levels around 41,600. We really haven't made a big push there just yet. I'm hoping we do, but so far it's been kind of boring, you might say, since we kind of entered in at these lower points. Or me, who was just buying because it was stream and I bought at the worst possible moment. But anyway, the 1 hour charts are trying to get more bullish. That's nice to see. The 2 hours are still bearish. The 4 hours still bearish. The daily still bearish. And of course, the weekly is trying to turn bearish. But right now, I would say it's still more neutral. Now, a few things happened today that are kind of good news, mixed news. We'll see how this all plays out. The government did pass a short-term funding bill. That was big news. But now we might be entering into a little bit of chaos. I just hit up Twitter or X like 10 minutes ago as I was like just looking for stuff to talk about during the stream. And I was looking at the trending section and I was like, what's going on here? Indiana Jones, that's not something we can talk about. Barron, I didn't know what the heck Barron was. So then I learned it was Trump's son. That's not really important. Stage 3, no. Law and Order, no. Then I saw down here it said vacate during politics and I was like, huh, I wonder what happened here. And there may be another showdown for the government happening over the next few days because it looks like there may be another motion to vacate. This guy's name is Mike, right? Yeah, Mike Johnson. So he may get kicked out like the last guy did, which will be very, very interesting to see. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I guess there was some politician lady, this lady. Doesn't say her name. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I know she's a fire breather in the Republicans or something like that, you know, loud person. But apparently there's a lot of calls for her to do a motion to vacate the chair because it only takes one, which could cause us to go into another paralysis with the government, which could be chaotic because if the government doesn't have a leader in the House, that technically means the Ukraine aid, the Israeli aid, the Taiwan aid, the border security package, a lot of other stuff probably isn't going to be done anytime soon, which would again cause more uncertainty and perhaps just a little bit more chaos. I would say right now, just keep it in the back of your mind. It's not a reason to be trading or like going long or going short at this point in time. But just keep it in the back of your head. This could cause more drama down the road, and that drama is just going to be, it's going to be annoying, frankly, because I'm not entirely sure what it's going to do to the markets besides add more uncertainty to a time when we already have enough uncertainty. And, it's just going to prolong everything. So you might see Democrats hop in to support Mike Johnson, which would make Mike Johnson look even worse, actually, in this circumstance. But you might see some more political waves entering into the markets over the next few days. That's a big thing here. I would still say flip a coin if he gets the actual motion to vacate. I don't know what would happen in a vote like that. I honestly don't keep track of those things. I'm not really knowledgeable about those things, but that seems like turmoil just waiting to bubble up and like just chop us off from the knees when we're at a major support level. Let's see. And hey, the real transporter, can we chat in the Telegram? No, I made it so only I can talk. I will be making another one where everybody can chat. I just have to figure it out. The big thing here is I would need mods and stuff like that, and they would have to be there quite a bit because one of the things I've learned from doing YouTube and Discord, one of the reasons I pretty much did give up on the Discord channel is there's just so much spam, and I find it impossible to keep track of all the spam that tries to come through. I've tried to do verifications and stuff like that, but people will always be spamming, and I just don't have the manpower to really keep up with it. So once I maybe figure out a way to get like 10 mods that are kind of in another Discord or Telegram channel constantly there, that might make it a little bit easier. But the spam is just more than I can handle, and I don't want to have an open server where there's unlimited spam where I have to spend a lot of time out of my day going through the list and be like, oh, that, because it always gets annoying. And then there's usually drama that comes along with moderators, and I hate drama when it comes to like mod to mod thing. Like that person shouldn't have been timed out, that person shouldn't have had their post taken. I absolutely hate it. I really do hate it. And this was like the best way for me to not have to worry about a lot of those factors. But yes, in the future, once I have some mods I know aren't going to cause drama, that can work together, stuff like that, be fine. But I always hate having to remove a mod because he's too much friction with another mod, stuff like that. Loki says hello. He's just looking for more scratches. And hey, Pablo, shorted at 41,300. So far, I mean, we're just in this really weird consolidation period. I hope you're able to make some money off of it. I know a lot of people are going to be making their bets over the next half an hour or so. Not even half an hour. Probably half an hour. My favorite Lux Algo indicator isn't listed anymore. They might have taken it down. Sometimes they take it down to repair it or fix it up, or maybe it's not working with the newest TradingView update or something. Lux Algo. No, maybe it's one word. Yeah, one word. I don't know. Community scripts. There's a few of them here. Also, the Matrix. These ones are all locked though. Those quite a few Lux Algo ones here that are free though. I mean, all of these are free. Not the ones with the little locks, but all these ones are free. Or they might have just changed the name. But regardless, there's a lot of them. And I think these are all funnels so they can get more users and stuff like that, which is a really good idea because they're actually giving you a quality product on both ends. And hey, Knucklebuster, happy to see you back. Politicians using shutdowns like sick days. I mean, I would still say it's like a flip of a coin, but he did say, as I was looking through the thing, he did say there would be no negotiation or no deal passed in the House unless there was some type of border security attachment. I don't think there was any border security package or something like that in this bill, so he did go back on his word, which I think is the reason that the other guy was taken out. But I feel like, I don't know. I don't know much about Mike Johnson. I know a lot about... Oh, now I'm forgetting names of politicians, of course, but there's a guy with a bow tie who's always there in the background, always there, and he's really like the kingpin in my opinion. He has a lot of power. But Mike Johnson went back on his word, I guess, to a lot of the... I don't know exactly what to call them. I think people might call them MAGA people. I would characterize them as far right, but the people who wanted to see debt come down, or if you are going to raise the debt, we better get something out of it. Those people. And basically, we didn't see him do any of that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But if we have another motion to vacate the chair, it's going to be drama for weeks. Who wants to be in that position afterwards? Because if you get in that position, you have to be able to keep your word. And if those people say you gave us, this is what you said you were going to do, and oh, lo and behold, you didn't do it, forget whatever excuse you come up with. You still didn't do it, so motion to vacate. We may see this happen more and more. There's this anti-establishment fervor out there for sure, and it's not going away anytime soon. It really takes a, what would you call them? A very savvy political leader who knows all the gutter and nasty stuff you have to do in Washington to get stuff done in order to lead. I always go back to Nancy Pelosi. Remember, Nancy Pelosi, very establishment, extremely establishment. She wants members to keep on trading stocks and stuff like that. She's made a lot of money off of that. She did it within the law, I guess you could say, but it's not ethical if you ask me. Now, you saw AOC and a lot of the other progressives, what are they called, the squad. Those people come up, over during the Trump years and Obama years. They were coming up. They tried to challenge her, but they all backed down. I have a couple friends that are really progressive, and they are wondering why their progressives couldn't do to Nancy Pelosi what these Republicans are doing to Mike Johnson and the former guy, Mike McCarthy. McCarthy. So it's been very interesting to watch the dynamic. I'm waiting to see if there's a day where those progressives actually are able to take control, because they don't necessarily have that iron fist control that Nancy Pelosi had, or they can't go head to head up against Nancy like they were able to with like the Republicans were. But you might be able to see them, like if they get back in control or whenever, like I say, it's a matter of whenever the Democrats take over the House, are they going to have the power to get concessions from Hakeem Jeffries? Or are they just going to pretend like he's not more moderate? I don't know. There's lots of games to play in politics, but to me, again, they're all games, so don't really focus on them too much. The big thing in here is just the motion to vacate. That motion to vacate is going to be extremely important, because if there's no leader in the House, they cannot pass any laws until they have a new leader of the House. And Mike Johnson opened himself up to be hit hard by not keeping his word. And they are called leaders. It's a minority leader, majority leader, for Senate and House. They all called leaders, and you expect leaders to at least try to keep their word. Again, I haven't done enough research to tell you if why he didn't do it, but the point is he didn't do it. And that I would say the reason he probably didn't is because the Senate's working on that bill for Ukraine aid, Israel aid, and putting policy changes in the border with that. But again, I don't know. Maybe I'm sounding too pro-establishment by saying that or something like that. It is what it is. It is what it is. Trolls too. Yeah, guys. Yeah, there's tons of trolls, tons of mods. I've done a pretty good job of getting mods into here. I might have to find some new mods eventually, some more mods, because Etrev's in here. He's always been a big help. But, you don't see as much spam on YouTube as you used to, because I have different plans in place. Only subscribers are able to talk these days, I believe. So if I were to show you guys this very fast, customization, only people who can send messages are subscribers who have been subscribed for any amount of time. I used to actually have it at subscribers who have been subscribed for about 10 or 5 minutes. That way it was a little bit easier. Or I can only have members or live commentary approved users. I can do a lot of different stuff here. I can even add the slow mode. But I don't think I need the slow mode. In fact, I need you guys to always be tweeting and messaging and stuff like that. There's this little bar that they have, chat rate. See this right here? Everybody was chatting at the beginning, then it kind of slowed down, then it went back to nothing after I went live. Well, I guess I went live right here, so that's why. The more chatting you guys do in the comments, the better it is. Whether you guys are talking to me, I would say talk to yourselves, amongst yourselves a lot more than me, because I can only read so many questions and stuff during a stream. But the more you guys chat, the more this goes up, I believe the more YouTube will actually share the content in the streams. So if you guys can, whenever you can, or if you want to, basically spam the chat as much as you can. I always appreciate it. It can be emojis or whatever. I'll probably try to push that a little bit more, like that theme here over the next few weeks. But for now, it's just kind of a when you can, if you want to, as much as you can. I will not get mad as long as you're not spamming some token or something, or you're not spamming a question. Spamming a question or some dumb token to buy is probably not the best thing to get on my good graces. Mod drama is the worst. It really is. It really, really is. And hey, Pablo, yeah, I can probably make you a mod. Like, stick around for a week. I'll add you as a mod. I know you've been here for a while now. In any governance system, you either lean towards freedom or protection, so take that as you will with a group. I lean on the side of freedom, aka no mods. What do you call? I wish, but like I try to be a little protective of my audience, just because I have seen people lose so much money in crypto. Like I've had people impersonate me and like they go up to people and says, "Hey, I'm broke. I lost all my money in one bad trade, but if you give me $5,000, I know I can make a comeback." Right? Now, they didn't give them $5,000, but I've seen people give a couple $100 and stuff like that, which is just wild, which is why I always say, like, don't, like, I will never need your money. Donations and stuff for the channel, sure, that always goes far. You know, I can use it for the streams. I can add more streams, stuff like that, or equipment and stuff. But, like, just, like, you giving me straight up cash is wild. Don't do it. Don't do it, right? I have friends that can give me cash if I need cash or something. There are people who don't even need their money. They make so much money, right? Now I am not in that camp, obviously, but what do you call it? I have those friends if I need them. See. Oh, chat rate. That's why you want us to spam the chat during Powell's speeches. Good to know. Yes, exactly. Remember, guys, I consider myself an average Joe. I'm not really the most entertaining guy, or I try not to go out of my personal bubble to pretend to be very entertaining when I'm streaming and things like that. But and that's why you guys have seen me make this change, I would say, over the last year, where I've just become more of like, okay, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about stuff. Let's go on a random tangent and talk about the economy, Mike Johnson, the vacate what that may do to the market. And we're not just talking about the data stuff here. You know, I look for inspiration from other creators out there to try to figure out the good balance here. And I'm finding my balance right now a little bit easier. Last year was very hard because, you know, I was taking care of my mom. I didn't really have time for YouTube as much as I wanted to. I was probably streaming like maybe 3 times a week. When I used to like to stream like 5 to 6 times a week, or even 7 if I could do a couple double days and stuff like that. So, you know, now I'm much more open to trying out new things. I'm doing the one where I'm just recording myself on the phone and talking, and you get some opinion without the charts and stuff. Those do better than my technical analysis videos, which like made me flip my made me rethink the way I do my streams and stuff. So, you know, you're not going to see many of those daily update technical analysis videos. Those are going to be for members that I'll do, and then basically you guys will kind of hear my thoughts without the charts and stuff like that. Everybody else. Anyways, Pablo, what do you call it? It's usually like, okay, I'll watch you for a week, see how you behave, and I'll actually prioritize looking at your your chats and stuff. And here, I'm happy to see you there. I took some profit on some and might buy Bitcoin with it here. I mean, so far we're holding. It's just kind of one of those scary moments where you can see we're in a new day. Everything's still bearish here. We haven't turned bullish yet with anything on the daily chart. So you should still be in a more bearish mindset. But it's basically, do we have an opportunity to wick later on the day, then come back down? The 4-hour chart's still bearish. The 2-hour chart's still bearish. And the 1-hour chart is just neutral. We're thinking about it. Over the next few hours, we're going to see if we're going to have a complete dump, or if we're going to try to build back up and then start having a larger move back up here towards 42, 43,000. That's going to be a hard sell right now until we have a little bit more consolidation. So, you know, if you're looking for a trade that you want to hold for like 24 hours plus, you're probably still going to be waiting for that momentum to shift in your favor, because it's only short-term momentum that we see right now. Like earlier, we saw this move over here, and we're like, okay, it's calming down right about now, and it's calmed down. Now we're trying to figure out if it's going to go a little bit higher or not, but it's really going to be, excuse me, it's really going to be a hard sell right here. You know, a lot of people might freak out if, or they might not want to buy, you know, things like that. But we can watch, we can be patient. There's, you know, this isn't really a crisis moment now, right now. If we start having a sudden dump towards 40,222, then of course you're going to see people start to freak out all over again. And hey, Louis, I appreciate it, man. Don't think they break 40K just yet, at least. If we break below it, it's probably going to be this week. If we manage to hold this week, we'll be a little bit off better. You know, at least we could try to find a way for some of those oscillators and from everything up to the weekly chart to stabilize a little bit. That weekly chart is still looking pretty darn bearish. If we just back up very fast, this is not the best. But again, as long as we manage to hold some of these levels, we'll be better off. We'll be okay. That 20 is screaming up right here. My fear is that we just break down below the 20. Typically, though, if I were to pull this up right here, and let's just take off everything but the 20-week moving average. Let's put the log back on here. You know, usually it's a pretty decent level of support or resistance for us. We do have some cycles where it's not, like right here, but normally, you know, resistance, breakout, support, breakdown, support, breakout. We did break out here. FTX, this is a kind of an abnormality. Broke out right here. I remember when we broke out here, I was extremely confused. And then boom, we had the death cross, and I was like, I think we're still going to be going down. And I was a very, I don't know, I took some hate from that. Not from necessarily my people, but from other YouTubers out there, because I was like, this breakout makes no sense. It made absolutely no sense. And then, of course, then we started to flood down for multiple weeks, which was crazy, because then we had like this exchanges falling like flies during this period of time. But you see support, breakdown, resistance. I thought resistance, support right there, breakdown, we went down. Was a little bit of support before we broke down. Support, 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 breakdown. COVID, of course, a little bit different. Resistance, support, then breakdown, resistance, pop, resistance, resistance. Again, a false breakout there, resistance, some weird movements happening right here. And then again, support, 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 support. You know, we don't want to break down below it is the big thing here. It doesn't usually lead to some good things, but we're not there yet. I would say, you know, if we kind of, is there an indicator right now that shows MA extension? I'm not entirely sure if this is it, but let me give it a try. Okay, I don't know how to use this. I don't know the number to enter the value. Doesn't matter. But basically, we're getting closer to it, and that's what really has me concerned. So really, we're going to have a big battle sometime before early February, sometime around early February, where we're going to have to decide, are we going to pump up and bounce off of it, or are we going to be heading down quite a bit? You know, we may have that one weird example like right here show up, where we break down below it and still bounce up. I'm not entirely sure what saw us launch up here. I forget actually. But basically, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But that big test is coming. That big test is going to be scary, because if Bitcoin falls, honestly, guys, you guys shouldn't normally be too mad or sad when Bitcoin falls down. The reason you guys should be more upset is because your altcoins are coming down, and those altcoins are coming down drastically more than Bitcoin. All right, we can bring that back over here. And right now, Bitcoin's doing everything it can just to barely hold. As long as we don't make a new low, we're fine. We're consolidating. The longer we consolidate, the better off Bitcoin is over the next 24, 48 hours, because that gives us more time to really build up a strong support. TA is hard for some people and they lose interest fast. Yeah, that's why I'm just doing it for the members. 20, 30 people will watch the video. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And then from there, I think everybody just likes watching people in the face. You know, there's that one crypto YouTuber out there, Crypto. He does kind of an interesting video style. I'm not going to pay an editor to do all that hard work for me, but basically it's a very interesting style. But I like how he's kind of excited and hyped. He seems like a very hyped, naturally hyped person. For me, I'm much more let's relax, let's make some money, but let's not freak out about it. And then you, Trev, want to look up Solar Comp. Do you have any suggestions, any altcoins to average buy in while they're down at the moment? I'm loading up on some of my normal ones like STMX. Loom is a low market cap one I've been loading up on a little bit here and there. Big Time is something I'm loading up a little bit here. Big Time had a big rally a few weeks ago, and I've been looking at that one. Let me see if I can find Big Time for you. Alright, so I've been loading up this one for a while. It went down like a whopping 74% after this rally. I'm kind of loading up here. Well, I would say actually say for the next few months, I'm going to be buying more of it and see if it actually manages to go higher. I want to have a position of about $500 invested in this by the end of, what did I set it for? I think it was like June or something. I've already put like more than half of it in here. I bought some on this crash over here. I bought some over here before this pump. I bought some over here a few days ago, and I'm probably going to buy some later on next week. But these ones have been pretty small. This one was pretty large just because it was flushing. When you see a flush that heads back over here to old support levels, you definitely want to take an opportunity if it's crashing quite a bit, because just within this one day, it fell 50% in value. Go over here to Coin Market Cap. Market cap is $133 million. You know, smaller. You don't really have to put 500 bucks into it. I'm just choosing to put a little bit more money than I would normally do. And you can also see how it's breaking down right here. Or it's about to break down. You're seeing a lot of actual tokens actually taking that move. We're like, uh-oh, we're about to break down again. But you asked about Solana primarily. Kind of in a similar basket than of Bitcoin, a lot of other altcoins right now, definitely looking more bearish. But you see that squeeze happening between the 20 and the 50-day moving averages. We managed to break out, and if it wasn't for Bitcoin yesterday, I think, again, we would have actually had a stronger move on the upside. Almost like Ethereum, how a lot of stuff was pointing for us going up, but all of a sudden, nope, not the best. You could actually even see right here, I think. All right. Even had a breakout. Now, we had the breakout. Why did I not buy, or why did I not tell you about it? The daily was bearish, the stochastic was okay, and the RSI was okay, but not enough from the MACD. Wasn't really popping off, and we had no bullish change of character at the same time. I think this might have been an hour chart breakout, but honestly, everything turned green really right around here. Change of character, that could have worked out, but again, the daily wasn't too good, and that was like a very choppy move. You saw how many drops they had while trying to do that. That was more just sheer persistence from retail traders trying to keep the pump alive. There you go. Now, but as far as this is concerned, let me auto. It looks like you're about to test out that 50-day moving average, and then from there, it looks like you're most likely going to start breaking back down to $75 to $80. It seems like it's going to be a pretty drastic drop off if Bitcoin can't find a way to hold the $40,000 level, but yeah, that next batch of support really is kind of closer to $65, $70 and not really at the 80s where you might think there's some support. You can definitely see this thing coming down a little bit more. Hopefully, you know, even if you do break down below the 50, you might find some hidden support right down here around 85. That might be kind of nice. But between 80 and 70, there really is just a huge drop off that's probably going to happen. So just be prepared for that. That death cross is coming on the daily. Weekly chart, you don't have to worry about a death cross because it's still kind of getting in these last few days of straight like bliss of pumping. Get back out of here a little bit. Why does it keep doing that? All right. You don't have to worry about any long-term uptrends. That's not going to be broken anytime soon. How has this been reacting on the 4-hour chart? It was a little bit there, saw some cracks, not really important now. You might find some support right here on $81. What I might do is I might actually turn this on though. That can open it up a little bit. $66, yeah. Really not that much of a support level down here, I guess because it rose too fast. Let's go to the weekly chart very fast and just see if there's anything around. $48, $44, 65, matching up here. Yeah, it looks like it could be due for a pretty large drop here if Bitcoin can't get its act together. So just be careful with it. It wouldn't happen all at once, though. It would definitely take a while for it actually to hit some of those levels. But I would still dollar cost average into it if you're looking for the long term. Short term, you're probably just going to wait for it to hit one of those larger supports, and then and only then will you try to strike that one. Meanwhile, you just got to root for Bitcoin. In the theory of market cycle, where do you think we are overall? I mean, if you want to go off of the technical one, I guess, which is the standard, we're pre-halving, where there's normally like a little bit of a dip before that. The way I would characterize it, though, is because I think the economy is in a weird spot compared to where it was for the past few cycles of Bitcoin, right? You kind of back up a little bit. Say what you will about the economy, but from 2012, we were doing fine. 2014, the economy was fine. 2018, it was okay. We had a scare in 2018. That was when we tried to, I think, raise interest rates. Was it 2018? Yeah, 2018, before COVID, the market had a freak out effect there. Can I go to column? Oh, that doesn't look too good. 10-year, maybe not. That just looks so nasty. Basically, there was a freak out right here. Oh, sorry. There was a freak out moment, and you see how we went down? And this was before COVID. We went down because the market threw a big nasty fit, basically. Part of that was because the market was coming down as a whole. Maybe it's better just to show you the Dow. You see this move happening in 2018? Everybody was freaking out. The market likes to freak out a little bit just to make the Fed do what it wants. All right. But still, economy was fine. It's okay for Bitcoin to dump it. It always comes back. I think we're more in this space right here where we've made a nice high, but we need to consolidate a little bit longer. Take out the COVID part right here. We're kind of dipping back down. We're not heading to new lows here unless something drastically crazy happens in the world. Right now, we're just kind of scooping up here. Your last opportunity to load up on a lot of altcoins. If you wanted to go through some altcoins, like let's go to things historically, like a Ethereum Classic, right? Might have had some big pumps in the past. Over here, back in 2019, COVID dropped everything down. Looking for a retest, looking for some support levels, and we get all this crap. You're basically just cooking here before a larger move. But these cooking times could be for a while. This is a monthly chart, right? We're definitely seeing some moves on the upward side. You're seeing some general trends, basically. You can see that general trend line right there. We're breaking out of it. We're in a good spot. But don't be surprised, because again, we've had these spots before, and it's, sometimes the breakouts just don't go the way you want them to go. Go over here to XRP. Again, right? Different cycles, a lot of different coins. EOS, Engine, Dogecoin Mars, DOT, Crow. A lot of these charts look absolutely crazy. If you look at them from a monthly perspective, you're like, wow. All right. This is why you spread out a lot of your money, though. Chili's. Most of these tokens are not nearly as high. Well, this is comp, excuse me. Most of these tokens are not as high relative to where they were as you would think a few years ago, right? Chili's is much higher. Bonk is bonk. BNB is still higher than it was a while ago. Right? Bitcoin Cash lower, AXS higher. No, I guess, but I opened up in 2021. AVAX, okay. Then you got stuff like Dogecoin, which is much higher. But one of the fallbacks for Dogecoin, I would say that since it is so high relative to where it was back in 2020, was it really hasn't been able to get many jumps here. Like Dogecoin has one of the best opportunities because it has a large community behind it to go back up towards those all-time highs. But a lot of other tokens, they might not have the same opportunity here because they've just fallen down so much. And other tokens have taken their place. There's only been like a few tokens that have really survived on the top 100 page from the time of Bitcoin all-time high to back to now. Or during the altcoin season to now. Go back over here very fast. Let's find a random one right here. Injective. That's one that we all know here. Or maybe. Okay, Injective Tether. 2021, boom, it's higher. There's not many tokens that are kind of fitting into that mold. Injective is going to be a great one to hold for years to come. Tokens like that, there's a business behind them. And that business is why people are pumping money into it. Because again, one of the things that we've been talking about, I talk about it every now and again, is what's the easiest way to say this? When we talk about regulation and what's going to happen to the crypto market over the next couple of decades, a lot of the tokens that you all know and love, they won't necessarily be there, or they won't be allowed to be on the American exchanges because of what's going to be happening. Now, the best thing I think is if there's a way for the exchanges to stay global, like a Binance or a Fairdesk or a KuCoin, where you can use them everywhere. But I don't know if America's going to try to do a more of a centralization. If they try to go down that full centralization path, which again, we'll have to figure out that down the road, what that means is not every token will be allowed to be on the American exchange. That means that you guys will have to choose from exchanges that are actually formal companies that have just tokenized their stocks, basically. The ones that you're going to be looking for that for the long run now, in case that scenario happens, are companies like this, which are actual companies and they're not meme tokens. That's why you see so many companies trying to do partnerships, so many companies trying to earn a stable revenue, so they can say, hey, we're an actual business, we're actually like a formal business, and we're not just something that's kind of on the edge. Like Dogecoin. Dogecoin is now a business. It's not as much of a business as I would like, but they're going down that path right now, trying to do deals with Elon, and Elon's trying to help them out, I would say, on the side barely. But I don't know how much they talk. But basically, stuff like this, or an STMX, like, those are the type of coins that I really have been liking. But they have to have a business model behind it. It doesn't have to be profitable. It just has to be a working business model that you could see being approved by a regulator. And it's a very low bar to get approved by a regulator, in my opinion. But they're not just going to allow anything in there, if that makes sense. But you still have to pass by a very low bar. There's tons of shit on the stock market, guys. There's tons of shit on the stock market. But basically, they've all done it. They've all kind of met that bare minimum. Not everything is going to meet that bare minimum down the road. Bitcoin 15-minute. Let's turn this back on, that back on, and let's see if we can find anything. Is this the right chart, though? No, it's not. There you go. I really want to see Bitcoin continue to pump. That position that we bought before, it's probably down a couple bucks, but not a lot. I bought at the worst possible time. Embarrassing. Big Time looks like a kick-ass game too. I'm excited to see what they're able to do with it. And it has a great momentum. I bought some cheap. It'll get cheaper here if Bitcoin continues to fall over the next few weeks, and I'll be there to buy up a lot. But you find those tokens that have been going up relatively well over the past year that are still having large moves down because they're still altcoins at the end of the day. You buy some of those up, you're going to be pretty happy. There's still opportunities to buy them, but there's not as many of them, I guess, now, right? You go over here. What's the easiest way to do this? Add a filter. Don't worry about the price in this scenario here. Go to market cap. Go for something under 750 million. Let's go to all cryptocurrencies price. If you really care about the price, do $1. Less than $1, basically. Oh, geez, that actually hurt my head. I think it's okay. Sorry, I've had a headache for the last few days. I think I just like ticked off my headache. Show results. Okay. Now you got stuff like Bonk, which is up. That's at 750 million. Bonk is still okay to buy. I own enough Bonk. I'm not going to go crazy with it. I own some. I'll see where it goes. Flare, another opportunity right here. Woo, Clay, IOTA, Oasis Network. Here, let's go to Oasis Network. Smart privacy starts here. Better DApps require smarter privacy. Build a better Web3 on the only EMV compatible privacy solution in production. Right? This is a business. You see how nice this website looks? Right? They got some stuff going. They got a Twitter, Discord, Reddit, Forum, Telegram, GiftHub, and YouTube. You can go to any of these places, look up some stuff. You can go over here to their X account. 283. They're followed by Bybit and TradingView. I would like to buy more of this. I actually own some of this, but not that much, I don't think. Maybe I should buy more. I think I did something similar to this, and I talked about it before, and I was like, oh, I should probably buy some more of that. But I think that was like last year. Maybe it might be something else. There's a few, maybe Waves or something. There's a few that I own that have like a similar logo to this. But you go down, there's like Sidecoin. That one's been popular for a while. Curved out token, not something not the name isn't really what I'd like. Fetch AI is something I've been investing in quite a bit. Go over here very fast. You can't really buy it as many places I would like, but I put out a video a few days ago. But it's easy, it's on Coinbase, Binance, Kraken. I don't have Kraken available anymore in Washington State. Sucks. But basically, this is an AI token. Fetch.ai. It's one of my AI tokens here that I'm hoping that it'll do well. Just because I'm hoping it'll do well does not mean it'll do well. Just a heads up. FetchAI.network. Right. Build, deploy, and monetize AI apps, AI services, AI marketplaces, so forth. Right. Website, everything looks good. Fine. They have a Discord. Then they have whatever that cat is. What's that cat? Oh, GiftHub. No, I don't know. A forum spot. I'm not good at this type of stuff, so I really don't know. But it's an AI company, and I think they're probably going to do well. But again, it's a risk. It's a huge risk. It's still a market cap of 500 million. It's 105 on coinmarketcap.com. I think by the end of next year, it'll be in the top 100, maybe top 50 if I'm lucky. I'm hoping AI will continue to pump, basically. You got Nexo. I've been investing in Nexo for a while. 1inch, I don't like it, but people do. Pepe, this is an old one, but people like to pump it up during the all-time highs, altcoin season, stuff like that. Engine Coin, I own a little bit of this. Not my favorite, but I think it's fine. Dog with hat, probably something I'm not going to be buying into, but you know what? These type of meme coins can be going crazy. So if you have like $5, $10, you just want to toss in and see what happens, you can do it. If this ever goes parabolic and you're like, oh my god, I should have invested more, don't worry about it. You got lucky. Take the money it gives you. Don't feel like you have to reinvest it or invest more into it as it's going up. You can, but just don't buy into the hype. You bought in low so you could sell to somebody else that wants to buy high. Remember that. Loopring, I bought some of this. PayPal, no. SafePal, yes. But again, go over here. We'll go back to Bitcoin in a second. Right, own your own crypto adventure. Choose your SafePal wallet, app, extension, hardware. Right. Sure, it looks a little bit more gamey, but it's still a business, and that's really. Sorry, I picked my nose, but that's really what you guys are going for here. It's the business behind everything. And after all that, we're still having issues breaking out. 5-minute chart. No, we're primed to go up. We have to go up at this point. We have to go up. I would be so sad if we didn't manage to have a solid breakout. Next 15-minute candle, it's going to have to be that, or we're coming back down for another retest and breaking down below these lows, and it'll be a little more painful. We have to make a move pretty soon. But we'll be keeping an eye on it. You know who'd be a good crypto YouTuber? Max Headroom. I don't know. I didn't really watch much TV as a kid. I didn't have much money growing up, so my TVs like were all like these old knobby ones where the TV was really, really bad, but I was just happy to have a TV, so I didn't care. What did I watch growing up? PBS shows like Cyber Chase, Arthur, Zaboomafoo. old cartoons, but not crazy old. I even watched a lot of Looney Tunes actually, back when like they were allowed to smoke in the cartoons. Hey Edwards, hope you're doing well. Yeah, this market has definitely been a little bit interesting, but I think there's still room for people to make money in it. Coinbase stock got smashed today. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. You saw a lot of people dumping it over the last few weeks, especially what's her name? Kathy Woods. She dumped a lot. If I go back in here and find an article. Kathy Woods Coinbase. This is back to December 11th. December 11th. Kathy Woods ARK Invest sells most Coinbase shares since July as stock price rises. All right, so this was December 11th. January 4th, a few weeks later, Kathy Woods ARK Invest offloads another $25 million of Coinbase share. The investment firm sold a total of 166,000 coin shares from its innovation ETF ARK. Let's see. December 14th, offloaded some. Nope, so I don't think anything since then. But yeah, people have been offloading for a while. I just think that Coinbase's growth is kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know how many people use Coinbase to trade in a way where Coinbase gets a lot of fees from it. Like when I trade on places like Fairdesk. They sponsor the channel, just so you guys know. But like a Fairdesk or any other exchange out there. But they make their money because I'm using leverage and I'm paying for the right to use leverage so I can make more money or lose more money by using that leverage. When I go to Coinbase, their fees are so high, I never feel obligated to use them. When I put money into the account and stuff like that, when I buy something, there's a fee. It sucks. I don't like it. I don't think I have any money on Coinbase right now, do I? I use Coinbase as a vehicle to move money from like banks to other exchanges or exchanges to banks. But like, let me see. But that's how they get money from me. I pay for Coinbase One, so I don't have to worry about that because the money that I can move around, it'll add some fees to you. Let me see if I go over here. If I go trade. Oh, I forgot. So I wouldn't actually know how many fees I'm paying because I'm a Coinbase One person, so I can't like guesstimate or try to put something in there to say, hey, this is how much fees I would do. Do I have? Oh, man. Sorry, my phone's at 6%. I was like, oh shit, I forgot it's gonna die. But I have a charger in my living room. A cord. It'll be fine for a while. Oh, okay. Also, we have like 12.5 minutes, or 12 minutes 45 seconds. We really need to have a breakout here. Why don't we do something fun here and try to do a scalp trade? Will I have time to do such a trade? That's really cool. Let's not worry about it. Yeah, I won't have time to enter it in. I'm thinking, but then I realize I have another trade already going, so it'll double down into that trade, which will make it very hard to see the difference between the two trades, which means it'll be difficult to separate them. It'll just be annoying. I anticipate a move up in the next few minutes. I'm hoping that move can happen, but we'll have to wait and see. Right now, we're still definitely consolidating right here on the 5-minute chart. And I'm hoping we can get a pretty big, not a big, but something to break out. Something that would take us above this last resistance point up here. Do I think Link is a good long-term play? I think it's fine. I don't think there's necessarily anything crazy special about it, but I think it's a solid play that would be in a lot of portfolios. I know a lot of people who are die-hard Link fans. I think it'll do just fine. Like here. Really, Why does it always do that? Link. Why does it go with the wrapped one and stuff? Right. Connecting the world to blockchain. It's solid. It's solid. It's not like an AI pick, or it's not a low market cap pick where you can see the low market, like going parabolic type of stuff. But I would say it's solid. It's part of a bunch of portfolios. It's solid. Yeah, I mean, really, it's just solid. I think it's fine. I feel like I should say something else, but yeah, it's a solid pick. It's like owning PXD in the oil companies. It's not necessarily the flagship of like an Exxon or a Chevron or a Shell, but it's still a really good one that's maybe not as known. It's solid. It's good. You'd want to own it. Maybe that's a better way to say it. You'd want to own it, but you're not going to necessarily just toss in your whole fortune into it, like maybe an Exxon or something. Exxon has the lobbyist. They control Washington D.C. They give money to Democrats and Republicans, and they make you think, and people think that like they only control Republicans or they only control Democrats. They control everybody. PXD, they don't have that type of infrastructure set in place yet to have ultimate like power over policy. They just kind of ride the coattails of the policy that gets implemented by Exxon and so forth. Like here, this one, oh, this is only for California. Well, here's California. Between the start of January and the end of September, more than $358 million was spent by nearly 4,000 companies, organizations, and local governments to lobby California's government, according to reports. Oh, this isn't oil, though. What was the oil one? Chevron Corp in the Western States Petroleum. Yeah, let's see. Spent the most, okay, on activities and stuff so far. So, I think there was only like $10 million, but still $10 million for the California. You get what I'm saying. Let me get rid of some of these extras. There we go. Okay. And Bitcoin's not really making a move right now. This is kind of sad to watch. I wish it was having a larger move here. Let's see. Anything over 10K, there are fees for me, and I pay for Coinbase One. Oh, geez, what do you call? I don't think I'm moving money across that much. I don't want the government to see me. I think I did it once back a long time ago, and my I don't use Wells Fargo anymore, but I'm pretty sure Wells Fargo flagged my account or something, and it spooked me. It really spooked me. I don't like banks. Hey, Mike, I signed up for Coinbase One 7-day free trial. It's really good. Maybe I should have a Coinbase link down below or something. I know they always say, Michael, come join us and affiliate and promote us, but I just never have, even though I use them. Maybe I should do stuff like that. Hey, Scorpio, I lost... What's right here? Scorpio, hope you all lose everything. That's probably not the best way, to enter into a chat. You lost everything in Luna? Oh, yeah, that's why you need to be able to sell and get out of that stuff. But again, it depends on how much money you want to have as stablecoins. Usually for me, Tether and USDC are going to be the gold standard ones. But basically, don't be a killjoy. It always ruins the mood. Let's see. I think Bitcoin to 34K. That would be a bloodbath, Rozzy. That would definitely be a bloodbath. Let's see. Mike, before I jump off, oh, hold on, there's tons of scammers or spammers. See, as soon as I talk about spammers, they always come in here. And no worries, Shane, happy to help you out. Mike, before I jump off, let me know your thoughts on UMA. Rest of the market is struggling, but it's had a great day. I got in some positions over the last few days. I'm assuming it's a crypto token here, and Bitcoin is not going up. Jeez. That's the 15-minute chart. It's having a pretty good day. Usually when you find something like this that's going against the grain and it's having its own pump, you're just going to go back into its own bullish technical analysis, which right now you're seeing a resistance level up here around 423, which is pretty decent. I mean, was there even a buy signal? Like the daily just turned bullish yesterday, really. So, I mean, I guess that gave you a little bit of a heads up. The weekly's been bullish for a while besides the stochastic. Interesting. All right. This thing is actually moving too fast to really give you good technicals. Like the hour chart looks like a complete mess right now. If you're in it already, it would be fine to start scaling out at this moment in time. But if you're not in it and you want to get in it, you're going to have to wait for pretty much one of these solid drop-off moments. It could even be an extended one like this, or it can be something a little bit more drastic. Like, for example, within this 5-minute period, it drops down about 7%. That's usually when you're going to have to buy in. At this point, it's trying to have another breakout and go even higher. You can hop in there if you want, but these are complete day trades. What I would do is I would probably wait for this breakdown right here if you wanted to enter in. Why is it not magnetizing? There you go. Once it breaks down here, then you might feel it's a little bit easier to hop in and get a little bit more money involved. These are usually too high risk for me because I missed out on the initial move back over here. If you see this, this is where you hop in. This is where you hop in. Even though it may take some time, that's usually where you hop in. This is a 1-minute chart, so it's going to look a little bit more dramatic. But right now, you see it's channeling on the upward side. I normally wouldn't buy at the high point of any channel. I might buy a little bit down here if you want to have a scale-in moment, or realistically just wait for it to break down. That breakdown is going to be really nice for you. And then you can be able to kind of watch it consolidate a little bit longer, then make a move higher. The daily chart still looks fine, though. Let me just get rid of all that other stuff. You're really just looking for that next level of resistance, which is at about, where were we just at? Yeah, $4.26. Almost $1 above where it is right now. You're hitting a pretty large order block. I don't know what exactly is happening here as far as like what news is driving this, but well, let me just see. What's the market cap on this? Only 250 million, which means since it's up like 62%, it was, down below 200 million basically. So a very oh, here we go. Our friends over at BP or B Protocol, Ethereum are integrating OSNAP for a decentralized veto system in their metamorphosis vaults. Oh, that's interesting. So I guess there was some business news here. Cigar sampler. Of course, they know I've been smoking cigars. But yeah. So basically, I guess there was some news. It caused a catalyst. It's boosting up. But, at the same time, don't just hop in here because the rally is going off. For me, I would wait for it to come back down because this pattern right here is not looking the best. Let it cool off a little bit, then you can enter in. But it sounds like you might already have some money in there. Usually, I'd be scaling at about 50% of my position by now and letting the rest either come back all the way down here to 250 and then let the rest kind of ride to see specific levels that you want to see, like $3.50 or $6 or $7 or $5 or $4, whatever. But you're going to have those solid levels. For now, though, the big one is just because you've already entered into that order block, you've already hit those levels of resistance. You can see how it's like trying to figure out what order block to use because of where it is right now. Right now, you're at a pretty big level of resistance, which is why I would say scale out a little bit. The next one is all up here around 426. There's a long way between 326 and 426, of course. After that, though, this thing may continue to go up higher. It looks like historically it's had some big pops. It's also had some big drops. So just make sure you have a stop loss to protect yourself or some type of alert to let you know, hey, get rid of some of those spot coins. You've made enough money. You can kind of move on from it. But it's doing pretty well. Or you could always hold some for the long term, but I would not be buying for the long term right now. I'd wait for it to crash and burn a little bit more. Wow, it did not have a pump at all. Man, that was depressing. Thoughts on Gala and H-Bar in the bull markets? Love the stream. I appreciate it. Thoughts on them? I like Gala more than HBAR, but I think HBAR is probably going to be a better company at the end of the day. So probably for the next few months, I'd probably be going with oh geez, I'd probably be going with Gala. Gala's had some really nice shoot ups, I guess. Well, so is HBAR, hasn't it? But yeah, I'd probably say let me pull up the first one. I don't think I've looked at Gala in a while. Is it fallen down enough? See, this is a totally different chart than a lot of other stuff. It hasn't had that golden cross yet at all. It already had the death cross. You've seen that having a move now. It's going to have another death cross here for a while. Dollar cost averaging Gala would probably be a good idea, but it's probably going to break down below this order block here, so you might give it a little bit more time. Well, that is not the best chart to be using. HBAR Binance. There we go. Yeah, this one's doing the same thing. Death cross incoming, breaking down below support. Order blocks down here around 0.06 cents. Maybe looking for a little bit of a rebound before then, but still looking bearish. Golden cross didn't do anything over here. It might not do anything over here either. They're pretty similar. Yeah, I just think you can see. I think Gala just has a little bit more upside here. But long term, I would probably say HBAR wins. Long term, this cycle though, probably gonna have Gala doing okay. But oh yeah, doing okay. Nope, and more consolidation. This is just a pain in the butt. Hey Jordan, I appreciate it. Yeah, I know. If you guys, I know a lot of you guys watch the streams after I'm done because we're all in different time zones and stuff like that, and I appreciate when you guys watch them afterwards. Because there may only be a few hundred people that watch the stream when I'm live, but then I realize there's like a whole other 1,000 that watch them afterwards, which I appreciate. Do I think AMP is still a good buy? Not a financial advisor. Oh yeah, I still think AMP is fine. I actually have it right here. But you see right now, it's actually had a really good pump up since October, like a lot of other altcoins, but it's coming down pretty hard. Hasn't even had its golden cross. I think we're just looking for another higher low, basically, before we start to tackle this order block. I think it's fine. Monthly chart will show you right here. To me, this is kind of fitting back into the ICP standard, where you see when it opened up towards the end of the bull market. Like, look at this chart. Well, actually, let me do this. Chart, all maybe monthly chart will do the trick here. AMP and ICP, right? Pretty darn similar. I think they're both decent companies. It's just that I think ICP is probably better, but I would still say AMP is definitely something I'm putting money into at this point in time. But yeah, they're both solid. I mean, here, let me just do a quick little thing. Market cap 132 when it comes to AMP. ICP is just going to be much larger. 5.1 billion. Different, right? There's a reason why it does have this market cap. If you're looking for something to kind of follow along with ICP or something with a lower market cap that you can kind of hold for a while, AMP is probably going to be a good choice. We don't really go over Internet Computer's website too much. It's changed a lot over the years, but basically, you know, they're doing a bunch of stuff here. I mean, it looks like they even have their own AI here. Powered by Kappa AI. So, you know, there's a bunch of stuff going on. Go back over here to AMP. Why does it keep doing that? I said AMP, not some random thing. Right. New era of digital money, cloud protocol for on-chain credit. You know, not the best website out there, but it's a website. It works. They just need to continue adding on to it. But again, the market cap isn't too high. But it's enough for you to be like, okay, they should probably have a better website than this. Still have a good following on Twitter, 54,000. Followed by Fairdesk, hiring, AJ. Oh, that's the one thing. AJ and 3 others you follow. It's there. You know, it's fine. They need to pick it up a little bit here. And what happened to ADA? ADA is just falling off a cliff today. Jesus. Huh. Let me go over here very fast. Bearish. Ooh. Okay. Any moves here? No, we're just not. Yeah, after that, we're coming back down to retest. I loved Gala. Its tokenomics suck now. Yeah, what do you call it? It's definitely had a good run. I hope it has another one. Well, I know it'll have another one, but enough to sustain it. We're going to be talking about sustainability eventually. Hey Daniel, hey Michael, why does YouTube allow these crypto scammers to just advertise, but when we report them, they don't do anything about them? It kind of depends on the scammer you guys are talking about when it comes to YouTube. So if you go on YouTube and you type in Bitcoin and you hit the live filter, you're going to see a lot of those like Elon Musk scams, Kathy Wood scams, Jack Dorsey scams from back in the day. YouTube does do something about them, but not at the rate to make a difference. So what they do normally, as far as I understand, is one of two things will happen. They'll be like, you report them within a couple hours or a few hours. If enough people report them, not just you, enough people, they'll be taken down and the channel will probably be locked. On the other hand, sometimes there's bots that come in, they just sense what's going on, they hear the audio is a saved file that they have in their little systems or whatever, and it'll realize, oh, this is a scam, we'll lock it down immediately and block the channel. I've had that happen to me by accident by showing you guys scam channels, which is why I'm not giving you guys examples right now. So basically that's kind of what's happening, but it's taking a while. But you'd think it's not really having much of an effect because they have so many scam channels out there that they just set up a whole new one. And every now and again on my channel, I get a spike, and you guys may have seen this before. You'll see one of my live streams, it'll have like 10,000 people watching. And that's because a spam channel just got terminated, and all those bots, before they were moved off to another stream, YouTube automatically sent them to one of my 24-hour streams, because my 24-hour streams are higher quality, I guess you would say. Like, they're approved, they know. They're not the largest one. I think the largest stream is probably Bitcoin Live, but he only has one. He tried to do Ethereum Live and XRP Live, but I think all those other channels he made failed. He's a pretty chill guy. But like, so let me show you guys this. I'm just gonna have to double check and make sure there's nothing bad on this before I show it to you, though. So Bitcoin live stream, yeah. Bitcoin live stream. Okay, no scams right here, right? Oh, MicroStrategy Live. That one's a scam at the very top. Sorry. See, even I just overshot it. But you know, you see a lot of like Bitcoin Live. You got Infinity Algo. They're an algorithm like Lux Algo. Frankie Candles. He was talking a couple hours ago. Me, my 24-hour stream. Invest Answers, K1M6A. This is a whole other type of charting stuff. But liquidations and things like that. Live Trading and Education, Tokyo, Stock Sniper Trading. It looks like he's actually live though. Timcast. Why the fuck is Timcast there? I don't watch Timcast. CTO Larson, you know, this isn't live though. Maybe it was live. I'm not entirely sure. But you see Crypto Mickey's right there. I know Crypto Mickey's a good guy. Whale Go. This is a new one right here. What happened to Target Hit? He used to be a really famous guy. Not famous, but he used to be really there's some of my streams again. Whatever happened to Target Hit? This person used to have a stream for the longest time. Oh yeah, there it is. There's 70 people watching his stream right now. But he used to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Wonder what happened to his stream. But yeah, basically Bitcoin Live is probably the largest one. I think at this point in time. There are people who stream that are much larger than me, of course, like Tom Crown, Frankie, Ben Armstrong, all that crowd. But as far as 24-hour streams, I don't think there's really too many of them. It's a whole different breed of content because it's very hard to run a channel and have the 24 streams. Remember, most streamers aren't necessarily bringing in a lot of money. It does take a lot to upkeep 24-hour streams and such as far as time, paying for all. Like, remember, I have 4 streams. I'm paying for 4 separate trading view accounts. I'm paying for 4 separate pretzel accounts for music. I'm paying for blah, 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 right? So I not 4 separate pretzel accounts, obviously, but, you know, trading view accounts, things like that. I worked at a deal with Algo. I'm using Algo for all of those charts, you know, so there's a whole bunch of stuff that I, upkeep wise, right? There's always going to be scams. There are a lot of YouTubers who have scammed before. Remember Lark Davis? I think he was proven to be a scammer by XZ's, I forget the guy's name on Twitter. I never really looked in to see if it was true or not, but I remember, like, usually that guy's pretty spot on when he calls it a scammer. You got Logan Paul. He scammed a bunch of people. We don't really live in a perfect system here, so, you know, just do what you can, make what you can. Don't stress out about it too much, but, you know, find a few YouTubers you like. Don't just stick with me. Find a few and compare our opinions, what we're thinking about, and stuff like that. Like, I had a disagreement with a lot of my friends in the crypto space a few days ago. Remember, I told you guys that a lot of people were pumping up Ethereum just a couple days ago. I wasn't pumping up Ethereum because I thought, like, well, Bitcoin looks so bad. How could Ethereum go up if Bitcoin's looking this nasty? You know, it's those type of things. The technicals for Ethereum were looking okay, but again, you have to put that into tally for Bitcoin. Oh, sorry. Somebody's just bringing back their trash. It sounded like a little thunderstorm for a second. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things out there when it comes to scams and stuff like that. I report a lot of scams too. YouTube sucks. They do nothing. I'm a subscriber. You think they're paying a client, they'd follow up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. YouTube doesn't really care about stuff. Remember, my channel was banned from YouTube a few years ago, last year or something like that. It was banned for like a whole month, I think. Yeah, it was banned for a whole month. I had to go through a lot of hoops to get my channel back, and it wasn't the normal hoops that any, like, if I went through the normal hoops, I would not be able to talk with you guys today on my channel. I probably would have given up on YouTube, focused just more on trading, and just stopped YouTube altogether. Luckily, I was able to go through some hoops. I knew some people, and they were able to help me out. But if I didn't know those people, I would not have my channel back. You have to create a certain amount of buzz when YouTube goes down that path of turning off your channel. You have to create some buzz on YouTube and stuff like that, which is always just, honestly, on X, which is just, it's a very hard thing to do. It's very annoying. It's very tedious. And the whole time you're kind of freaking out on the inside, like, what's going to happen to my channel? What happens? Because all of a sudden, boom, your channel's over. You can't log in. And that means you can't log into any of your Google accounts. None of my important stuff is on this Google account, because if they ban my YouTube channel, I'll lose the whole Google account. Think of how many times you guys use Google to log into a whole bunch of your stuff, right? If you lost your Google account, what would you do? You know, it's a whole thing. It messes with way more than you guys could possibly imagine, which is why you have to kind of transition out of just having that as your main Google account. Hey, Brainrooms. Yeah, the giveaway ones. people fall for it. It's the same video from years ago, but people always fall for it. They always fall for it. And there's nothing you can do. I used to feel really guilty. I used to try to help people out, but now there's just too many where I've become numb to it, because I'm like, how did you lose all of your money? How did you give your money to a scam that's so obvious, right? But then you realize how they do the little small things. They have a bunch of people watching. There's no comments though. So I just say, you know what? Losing money is a rite of passage, I guess, for a lot of crypto investors out there. And hey, Pablo, I was one of the original mods for Bitcoin Live. The first version of it was like 3 years ago. It's sad to see what's happened to it now. I didn't even know it was around a few years ago. I never really paid attention to it all too much. I looked at it as kind of an inspiration for my streams. But like basically, when I was first doing Bitcoin Live, I just had my computer, and I had my computer streaming for a while, which like messed up the hardware really, really bad. So then I invested in outside streaming services, which costs a pretty penny. But then I have my computer here, so I can stream normally. But I don't 24 stream from this computer. I don't want to mess with any of my software. My computer's too expensive to break it down nowadays. I should add a fear and greed index to a couple of charts. I should probably do that. I don't think it'd be that hard to add it in there. I'll probably add it to maybe one of the liquidation charts. I'll test it out, see how it performs, and if it shows a more positive view experience, I think I would probably add another one to another chart. It'd probably be smaller in the bottom left-hand corner or something, or maybe the bottom right-hand corner, depending on how the charts are set up. But I can see myself doing that for sure. Target hit. So yeah. I remember Target hit. I remember I was looking at that a long time ago. A lot of these 24-hour streams I look to kind of figure out an idea of how I wanted to do my streams. I just don't want to have mine be as cluttered. But I mean, everybody has their own style when they want to choose to watch a stream. Hey, Loki's down here, and I don't know why he's so excited, but you want to come up? Okay, yeah, he's enjoying something. He knows we're getting Buffalo Wild Wings for dinner. That's what he knows. I haven't eaten out in a couple weeks now, so I remember that it's Thursday. Thursday is buy one get one free wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. It's the only way Buffalo Wild Wings is actually affordable for me. I mean, technically, I guess I could afford the full thing of wings, but the value isn't there. Totally different thing. And just like I said, if we weren't able to break out right here and have a move, we're going to be heading down a little bit to retest. We're definitely retesting now. You can see a little bit of a trend line there, imaginary trend line. Oh, it's a pain. Bitcoin just doesn't really want to show much movement right here. This is just annoying. There was one of the uses of Brad Garlinghouse telling people to scan the QR code on the screen and send XRP to the wallet for XRP2. They even have ads. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I think so I have YouTube Premium, so I don't necessarily see all the same ads as everybody else. Like, YouTube Premium to me is much more worth a lot of other subscriptions that you have, like a Netflix or other types of subscriptions. But you see right here, see this Mr. Beast one on the top left-hand corner? Right? I don't even know if this is actually a real promotion or not. I've never known, but it's always there. Well, let's click on it very fast. Beast 2024, only 2.4 thousand subscribers. Love Mr. Beast. Austin loves you. This is a very new ad. It's only a few hours old. Unlisted. This channel doesn't have any content. More about this channel. Let me see. Link in the comments. Mr. Beast Mix. Let me go over here and open the ad. $1,000 has been reserved for you. Literally, the ad on the front of YouTube is a scam. What are you gonna do? I don't know. It's like YouTube can't keep up with it. Should they invest in it more? Sure, but then like literally go on to YouTube. The first ad you see, first ad a kid would see, a teenager would see, somebody that's not like 29 like I am, they see is a scam about Mr. Beast who loves to give away free money, right? Or he does it for the show, whatever. But basically, he has that impression. Boom, all of a sudden, you're scammed. You know what I mean? It's just wild. It's wild. But there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you can report it. But you saw how they had fake comments on there. There was the comment right there, a short video. It's I don't know. It's very weird. It's just very, very weird. I'm hoping they get it fixed, but I think they won't get it fixed necessarily until Congress does a vice grip on them. And I don't know if Congress has the will to make a bill for spam and what companies need to do to get rid of spam. Can you imagine if they made a bill saying, hey, Tinder, you're going to be fined $1 every time somebody is scammed on your site, or you're going to be held liable every time some poor guy or girl matches with some attractive girl or guy and they get, scammed out of a couple $100 or something. You're going to be liable for that. Can you imagine all the chaos that would happen? But eventually it would get fixed up, and there'd be very stringent rules to get on to dating apps. But you could apply that to a whole host of other companies and stuff, of course. But yeah, look, right there, scam. YouTube can't handle it anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. It's not pleasant, but it's just make sure you understand that it's a scam and don't fall for it, of course, All right. I'm going to end the stream right now. It's been a good hour and a half basically talking with you guys. Bitcoin showing some weakness here. If Bitcoin starts to crash, I will hop in again. I do have, like I said, Buffalo Wild Wings coming in. I think I pre-ordered it for 8 o'clock tonight, which is like an hour and a half. I may try to stream a little bit before that if it does come, but if it's 8 o'clock and the market's crashing and I have Buffalo Wild Wings to the door, I'll probably eat the Buffalo Wild Wings, then hop on. You guys know the support level is 40,222. You guys know how to be careful in this market. But just relax, chill. If you guys haven't already, check the links down below. I have that Telegram channel and stuff like that. But I think you guys will be fine. Right now, we're not necessarily in danger of having another crash, unless, again, like there's some type of large move, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen just yet. But just, take it easy, relax a little bit, keep an eye on the charts, practice some paper trading. These opportunities are great for practicing paper trading because these volatile moments are moments usually where the more aggressive day traders will test their mettle, so to speak. It's better to paper trade than actually try to put some real money in here, especially because depending on your trading method, you might not know how it reacts in these type of circumstances. Which is why when I told you guys I was making this trade earlier, I told you guys normally this is not how I would make these trades because the daily is not on our side, the weekly is not on our side, the 4 hour wasn't even on our side, the 2 hour wasn't even on our side, and it doesn't really make much sense to try to push all this in there unless we at least have the weeklies going strong, the daily going strong, and then you can maybe get away with the 4 hour or the 2 hour not being on our side. So I'm like messing with my fingers trying to point stuff out, but it's not pointing because you guys can't see me. But anyway, share with Loki at least one piece. Oh yeah, Loki gets wings all the time. Well, not all the time. I don't get wings all the time, but he is having a batch of 6 boneless wings. But they're plain. He doesn't get any flavor on his wings, unfortunately. I don't think dogs are supposed to have flavoring, as far as I know. I read it in a book somewhere, but basically, he gets plain wings and he loves them. But again, he gets raw meat. He gets raw chicken all the time. But here, before I go, you can see him peeking out. He's like, somebody talking about wings. Look at him, Loki. Up-a-doo. You being a good boy. I think you being a very good boy today. He was soaking wet earlier, but now he's all nice and dry. I put the towel on him. What happened? You're not going to come up? Up. Up. Oh. He brought me this to play with. Yeah, so he's ready to go. He's definitely had a lot of fun breaking this down, though. Attack. Yeah. Good boy. All right. Well, I'll see you a little bit later. I'm probably going to play with Loki. Keep an eye on Bitcoin. It's turning a little bit more bearish on the 15. However, even though it's bearish on the 15, I will leave you with this. The 1 hour has an opportunity to turn positive as long as we don't break down below this level. So what you're looking for at this point on the hourly chart, 2-hourly chart, is just higher lows, more stabilization. That will save us a little bit. And I think that's the way to go. 2 hour, still bearish. 4 hour, still bearish. Daily, still bearish. Weekly, turning bearish probably by the end of this week, honestly. But we'll see what happens there. But we're seeing more consolidation here. Keep a close eye. Higher lows are what you're looking for. And we've been here before, but it's just going to be a little bit of pain. So, longs will still get their opportunities to buy. But again, just play it safe. You guys will be fine. All right. See you guys a little bit later. Now, I know I always like to show you guys Loki. Oh, so I wasn't able to show you guys the data because I was still on the main window. But you guys get my point. We're starting to see that consolidation happening. Just watch out for any sudden large crashes by having a stop loss.